Good evening, Vuyo. Thanks for the crossing over. We are looking at clear weather over South Africa at the moment. Spring has certainly sprung for most areas as temperatures are now climbing to the high 20s and low 30s from one day to the next. But a cold front is on the way. It's already kept Cape Town and the surrounding areas cloudy, cold and windy this afternoon. And if we take a look out into the Atlantic Ocean, we can see it's a very big system. It's extending very far north. And this is mostly due to a very strong high pressure system that's following behind it. That's helping to push the cold air from very far south, far northwards, and we are going to see that cold air reaching our shores over the next couple of days. The system slows down quite a bit, so it's going to take its time, but it is going to be affecting much of South Africa before the end of this week. Overnight, the front will be making landfall over those far western parts of the country, bringing wet weather from Cape Town and the adjacent interior, pushing inland overnight and into tomorrow morning, as well as up the west coast of the country. And we're also going to have a few showers spreading towards the south coast around sunrise tomorrow morning. Heading into the rest of tomorrow, we're going to see mostly clear weather in the eastern parts. Another very hot day for the low veld, as well as parts of KZN. High temperatures along with wind on the high veld, while in the far west behind this front, a much colder day expected. And we'll take a look at those temperatures in just a minute. But first, here's our rainfall probability map for this evening. Much of the rain over South Africa confined to the far western parts, widespread for the peninsula and for the mountainous areas somewhat further inland. Vredendal, you can still expect some rain this evening, and we'll also have rain spreading across the Overberg region of the Western Cape in the next couple of hours. In terms of rainfall amounts, we're still expecting it to become quite heavy during the course of tonight over the mountainous areas inland from Cape Town. That includes the Winelands towards Worcester, the Tulbagh area also experiencing good rain overnight. There is a likelihood that we'll see between 20 and 40 millimetres, so some very good rains expected into the early parts of tomorrow morning as well. Here's those temperatures. Overnight, cold over the western half of the country into the single digits, but most areas seem to stay above freezing point, while in the east it will be quite mild, double digits for most areas, and very warm along the KZN coastline. And once we move into tomorrow, we can see how things really heat up over that province. Richards Bay expected to reach a maximum temperature of 37 degrees, and we're going to see mid-30s all the way through to the low veld areas of Limpopo and Mpumalanga. Hot on the high veld, Johannesburg, 30 degrees as your maximum. But in the west, we can see where the cold front will be located in the afternoon, and behind it, temperatures very low, some places barely reaching the double digits. Moving ahead to the wind forecast, and while it's been windy in the west this afternoon, those winds do die down as the cold front moves inland, but then picking up once again from Cape Point through to Cape Agulhas overnight and into tomorrow with the approach of a secondary cold front to that area. But much of the country's wind will be taking place through the central parts of South Africa, as well as along the border between the Cape provinces. But we're in particular going to see some very strong winds extending from the northwest into the Free State. Those do become strong, so a very windy afternoon for those areas on Wednesday. Heading into Thursday, we're going to have showers over the western parts of the country, a potential that we could see significant to heavy rain taking place over the Eastern Cape. And then on Friday, showers and thunderstorms up in the northeastern parts, including Gauteng, more wet weather in the west, and some very heavy wet weather in the forecast for George and the surrounding areas. That's all from the Weather Centre for now. Join me later for another update.